Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the Tarot Collective for today. Today is a Monday, September 29th, 2025. Pardon me. You may follow me on the talk, the tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. It's just that simple. Intuitive City Oracle by Rob Barthelman. Figure out where you can buy it. There you go. We got one on the table. That's a major. That was two on the table. Two majors on the table. One is, I don't know what. Upright, reverse, somewhere in between. I hope everybody had a great Monday. Or whatever day it is, wherever you are. We got three on the table, two major, five on the table. I feel very disconnected right now. I felt fine when I came in the room. I felt fine when I sat down. But right now I feel as close to an out-of-body experience as I can have, while still knowing I'm in my body. We got five on the table, two major, no reverse. Let's do two more shuffles. I'm not going to make these readings incredibly long. I'm not lying. I let time get away from me. I came home after work, after my walk, and I think I fell asleep on the deck for half an hour. I still got to exercise, shower, and go to bed, and I got to be up at 1 o'clock, 1:30. Let's do one more shuffle. Six on the table. Seven with bottom of the deck. Three majors. God, my nose itches. Literally was fine until I came in here. There's gotta be all the kid here. We got Last Judgment. We got the High Priest, but it fell out like this. We've got Ace of Cups. Five of Wands. Seven of Cups. Eight of Swords. And bottom of the deck, Temperance. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. So somebody's waking up to a realization that some things, or maybe some people, are not good for them. Because this Last Judgment, it's like somebody looking within. The High Priest, like they're seeing, so like, and this is just an example, but like, let's say I have a best friend, Tina, right? And one day I just like I go into meditation and I start thinking about my relationship with Tina, and I realize how toxic it is, how toxic she is, how toxic she makes me. Okay? It's like having this epiphany, but then with the High Priest looking at it and being like, no, like it's got to be something else. Like I got to be seeing it wrong. Like I'm not, like, can I trust this intuition? Can I trust this guidance? it's like feeling totally, that's why I felt, okay, that's why I felt like I was having an out of body experience. That's why I felt disconnected. I felt disconnected from the reading because somebody feels disconnected from the situation because it's like they, like if you use my example, it's like I don't want to believe that there's something wrong with my relationship with Tina. So I kind of like disconnect myself from it and possibly even disconnect myself from her to kind of see from the outside, because with the Ace of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Eight of Swords, it's like waking up to realization like two people or two situations or whatever the case don't clash. So it's like me realizing, oh, like me and Tina, we actually don't really work that well together. Like we're oil and water. And it's coming to this realization, but being upset about it. Because if you have to cut somebody loose because they're not good for you and you're not good for them, that's a little heartbreaking. That's a little heartbreaking. But realizing at the end of the day, this is going to bring you some peace, some healing, or me, right? Because I'm the example. Hopefully, whoever Tina is, hopefully she figures it out as well and it helps her to heal some personal issues. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe not. It just depends, you know? Because this is kind of like what I've been talking about for like the last, I don't know, couple weeks, couple months, like being smart enough to, well, not smart enough, but enlightened enough to have those realizations, like what is good for you, who is good for you, who is not, what is not, being able to look at it from a different perspective, being able to be honest with yourself, because maybe I'm the one that's not good for Tina, right? Maybe really, in fact, when I looked within, I realized, well, like, I'm not good for Tina. Maybe it's best I walk away for her own good, for my own good. But not every, Tina might not have that same intellect, I guess you would say, that same thought process. So if I walk away from Tina, Tina might be upset, Tina might be angry. It's kind of like how I was using the example like yesterday, the day before, whatever the heck it was, 2 days before, the friend that I fell out with last November, the lady, when I told her I didn't want to be friends anymore. And then after the fact, I kept thinking about it. And I realized like I actually treated her really badly. I shouldn't have done that. I should have wanted about a different way. And like I had these epiphany moments about my own role in the situation, because we're not perfect. We're human. But it's, being able to come to that realization that, well, fuck, I fucked up. Like I did something wrong. Does she have those same epiphanies? Maybe not. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm not in her skin. I'm not in her brain, her heart. I have no idea. But I had those moments. Made me think about the whole situation differently. Made me think about it from her side. Made me think about it from my own side. People that are enlightened, people that are healing, tend to be able to do that. Now it might take you some time, right? Like I said, it took me couple weeks, maybe a month and a half, something like that, to like really realize, maybe 2 months, to really realize like my actual role in it, like how I could have changed my like my end of it. I didn't come to that realization right away. But you also got to understand, again, we're human, we fight it, right? And it's not because we think that we're perfect. I mean, I've never thought that I was perfect. And I've never thought I'm a right 100% of the time. But I think when something happens, whether you instigate it or not, and you have that feeling like you were wronged, you were hurt, right? Like that's how I felt when I got into it with her. I felt like she always treated me like shit. She treats a lot of people like shit. She says shit to them. She talks down to them, that kind of thing. She still does. People still let her get away with it and don't call her out on it. Okay, fine. I mean, I walked away from that situation. I don't have to put up with that, right? She hurt me. It took me a minute to get over the hurt and the pain and realize that what I did to her in return was not okay. And it took me a hot minute. And I mean, it is what it is. Healing is healing. Healing takes however long it takes. Whoever this is someone realizing like someone or something is not good for them. So it could be another person, right? Any person. There's nothing here to say it's a romantic partner or a family member or a friend or a coworker. It could be anybody. Take how it resonates for you. It could be a situation. It could be somebody with addictions. It could be somebody realizing, alcohol is not good for them. Sex is not good for them. Like they have unhealthy behaviors with gambling, with money, right? I've talked about my issues with money. I'm very open and honest about that. I didn't always have the best role models growing up as a kid. Family that liked to spend money on stupid BS. And now as an adult, I'm kind of the same. Although I try to work through that and I try to grow through that, right? I mean, at least I can recognize it. At least I can say, well, hey, I have a fucking issue. I mean, those family members from my past, 45, 50 years later still have the same issue because they can't figure out how to at least acknowledge it. Like, oh, I might have a problem. No, I don't have a problem. It's good. It's all good. I mean, at least if you can recognize it, you can try and work through it. It takes time, you know. Addiction is not an easy thing to overcome, no matter what you're addicted to. And I think I've talked to you guys about this before. Like, I've always felt like sorry, my ear is itching. I'm going to the piercing lady tomorrow to have some of my stuff changed. I can't wait. Um, I come from a line of people that are addicted. Like I've had uncles that were alcoholics. Um, a lot of the females on my mom's side of the family had spending issues. Like they would just buy weird ass expensive shit that nobody would ever need. Um, yeah. Like I tend to have an addictive personality myself. When I probably started collecting Playmobil. I think I've told you guys this before. I think maybe once. If you've ever heard of Playmobil, it's like a German, Netherlands toy company. They make all different kinds of little toys, but they're like little plastic toys. And I used to buy the doll houses. I got my first dollhouse when I was 14. It was like a Victorian looking dollhouse. Playmobil. You can look it up at playmobil.com. Um, Go to US version. Um, I started collecting when I was 14, when I was a kid. I did all the little Victorian doll houses. My parents bought me the dollhouse. I bought the pieces, like the furniture, the people, the cars, all that stuff. I spent a ton of my own money, all my allowance, my birthday money, my Christmas money. I spent more on that stuff than they spent on the actual dollhouse. Well, as I came into adulthood, I started collecting and I branched out to like the city Playmobil. So like grocery stores and churches and schools. And when the ex-husband and I got divorced, I put it all up on marketplace to sell it. I think originally for like $1,000. Now, when I tell you, I probably spent anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 on Playmobil throughout the years. My friend, when I was going through my divorce and I was moving, she sent me shipping boxes from Home Depot. And what I used most of them for was for my Playmobil. And I ended up selling all of my Playmobil for $300 in cash to a lovely couple. I cannot remember where they live, but they live somewhere around here somewhere, northern Illinois. They had 3 little girls, and they were going to surprise the little girls with the Playmobil for Christmas. $300. Okay, a shipping box from Home Depot. My friend sent me the large ones. They're like, it's going to be hard for you guys to gauge, but they're probably like, I would say like 4 feet tall by maybe like 4 feet wide. Shipping boxes. These are pretty big boxes, okay? I had 11 of those. And I also gave them, I think, 2 or 3. I just left them in the plastic Rubbermaid, like a big plastic Rubbermaid tote of Playmobil. Like, I had so much stuff, it was ridiculous. The guy came with a pickup truck and fit all the boxes into his truck bed. Well, I think he fit 8 of the boxes into his truck bed, and everything else, he jammed 2 or 3 of the totes in the front seat, the passenger seat, and then he put 2 boxes and maybe a tote in the back seat. His truck was full. Yeah. $300 to 3 little girls. And that was the end of 2022. I'm sure those little girls were so flippin' excited. But yeah, I gave all that shit away. And when I look back on it, don't get me wrong, like I loved collecting that stuff. The thing is in our basement, we had our Lego collection, which again, originally I was the Lego collector. And then when we got together, he started collecting. And we always had those on display. So there really was no room for me to have the Playmobil on display. Like I would have had, you know how people do the train displays with the fake mountains and the little houses and then the trains. I literally would have had to have had like tables like that for my Playmobil because I had so much freaking Playmobil. It would have taken up our whole freaking basement for me to display it. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. And, on the one hand, like I love doing it. I had a good time doing it. But on the other hand, it's like, what did I do that for? Like, did I do that because I love the toy, or did I do that because like I just couldn't stop myself from buying shit? And I think it's a little bit of both. You want me to be honest? Because there were times when I wouldn't buy anything for years. And then all of a sudden, like I'd see something for sale on eBay and I'd be like, oh, I should have that for my collection. And then all of a sudden I would just start looking for other stuff. And, $1,000 later, it's like, okay, I bought all this Playmobil, but what am I going to do with it? And him and I weren't going to have kids. I didn't have any kids. His kid was older. So what was I going to do with all that? It didn't make any sense. Like, what am I doing? But the thing is I know I have an addictive personality because I did stuff like that, not just with Playmobil, but with a lot of other things. A lot of other things. But it's about waking up to that realization, right? And having those moments where like, oh fuck, like I don't want to do that. Like I should not be doing that. You know? This is someone in that energy realizing like I don't know what this is, but it's not good for me. It's not helping me. Or I'm not good for them. I'm not helping them. And it's kind of realizing like with the 7 of Cups, like what do I want? Like who do I want to be? You know, going back to the example, me and Tina, like, is she the kind of friend I want to have? Am I a good friend for her? Does she deserve better? It's kind of waking up to that realization. Like, Who do I want to surround myself with? That kind of thing. Like if I want to go so far in life and do so many things, who am I going to bring with me? Who can I bring with me? Who can I trust? Who do I love enough? Who's my ride or die, you know? I don't really like that phrase. I really don't like that phrase. I don't know why, but I just don't. Okay, can I break for a minute? Cuz I'm almost done with this anyway, but can I break for a second? I was going to post about this, but I want to say something. People, please comment. Please comment. I want your opinion. I was watching, and this really irked me, and I didn't think about it until like days later, because I think this was like on Friday or Saturday. There was a reader that was doing a reading. Can't even remember who. One of my favorites. One of my randoms. I don't know, but they were doing a reading, and all of a sudden they said, "Oh, that must be your karmic soulmate." Karmic soulmate? Do you mean twin flame? Because to me, that's a twin flame. Like a soulmate is supposed to be a soulmate, whether you're with them or not, right? Like we've talked about this before. Like my soulmate could be my cat, could be the stray cat outside. My soulmate could be my mom, my best friend, my coworker. It doesn't have to be a lover. Karmic soulmate? Isn't that just a twin flame? Because even technically, okay, technically, a twin flame doesn't technically need to be a lover either. It's somebody that you're supposed to trigger to heal, and they're supposed to trigger you to heal, and then you're supposed to come together. Technically, you could just be friends. You could just be family members. So, what is a karmic soulmate? Explain it to me. And I might have to go Google it and go online and look it up and see what it has to say, and then look up twin flame and see what they have to say about that. Because I've been thinking about it for like days, and every time I come back to it, I'm just like, isn't that a fucking twin flame? Like now we're just making up. We're just making up whatever. It's just like before somebody was saying something about, wasn't it a karmic twin flame? Or somebody was saying something, they gave it a different name, and I just remember being upset thinking a twin flame is a twin flame. Like you're either going to be with them or you're not. Same thing with a soulmate. A soulmate is a soulmate. You're either going to be with them or you're not. And I personally think we have a lot more soulmates in a lifetime than a twin flame. Like to me, usually you have one twin flame. That's just what my experience has been. But a soulmate, like if you could have a soulmate with a dog and a soulmate with a mother and a soulmate with a lover, you could have like 30 soulmates in one lifetime. But what is a fucking karmic soulmate? And the way that they told it, it was like, oh, it's a soulmate, but like you're karmic to each other. So it's a twin flame. It comments. I want comments. Comments. Whoever this is, kudos. Kudos on the healing, kudos on the epiphany moments, the enlightenment. I love it. Hopefully, if this involves another human being, hopefully they can recognize and do the same. That would be awesome, because we need more people that are enlightened mentally, spiritually, emotionally, right? All right. I'm going to leave it there. Comment about the karmic soulmates. Thank you. I hope it resonates. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I will talk to you later. Bye.